afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name's Katie. And this is Moon Mama Musings. Welcome back to my living room for another astrology people. For today, the 4th of October, 2021, and we are in a waning crescent moon in the sign of Virgo. Sorry, there's going to be a bit of noise, motorbikes. As I was preparing to shoot this video, doing my notes, looking over the astrology, I heard a song for a change. I heard nobody said it was easy. Nobody said it would be so hard. We're going back to the start. Yeah. So that's The Scientist by Coldplay. I absolutely love that song. I was always baffled at why it was called The Scientist, though. I know it talks about questions of science and progress, but like it always seemed like a little bit of an interesting title for a song like that. But it's a beautiful song, and I feel like it has a very Virgoan energy to it, right? Like Virgo is all about an analysis and about gathering of information, about being very logical, and it can be a bit of an overthinker, but it's the scientist of the zodiac in a way. And I guess that's kind of the vibe of today. We got two modest little aspects that I'm going to talk to you guys about today, but they are important. So we have the moon making a trine with Uranus, which is retrograde in the sign of Taurus. And I heard surprise, but not really. It's not really a surprise, because you can't really surprise a Virgo. I think I've mentioned this before, and hey, I'm wearing my Wheel of Fortune shirt, so why not? Is that it's... Mosquitoes are still bitey today. You can't surprise a Virgo because they've already thought out every possible outcome to this situation in their crazy overthinking that they do. So the moon in Virgo's already felt out all of the possible outcomes, so something that presents itself is very familiar and lucky. Yeah, it's like you can't really surprise a Virgo, even though it's a nice pleasant thing that comes in, or maybe it's not so pleasant, whatever it is that comes in. The Virgo has already kind of seen it coming, and they're like, yep, is what it is. Feels almost lucky, serendipitous, right place, right time. Or maybe it's wrong place, wrong time, but either way, it's like the stars aligned to make this thing happen, and well, we're really not that surprised about it again. Like, these developments have been whispered to us. Our emotional body has been, or our new emotional body has been sort of wrapping itself around it. Especially a Virgo moon comes about, we're starting to get in our feels about this analysis. We're like, how do we actually feel about these things that have happened? So this further expands this emotional stability that we're moving towards, or that we're already achieving. Remember, I talked a lot about this kind of sense of you're already going to be doing it before you realize that you've made this massive progress, that you've learned this lesson, that you have this new skill. Is you're like already in the process of doing it, and then you're like, oh shit, I didn't even know I could do this. Like, oh wow, I didn't even know that I had come to terms with that pain. Oh boy, I didn't even realize that wound was there, and funny enough, I've healed it. It's that kind of a vibe. So Virgo is can also be a very compassionate sign. Yeah. And it can also have to do with our health. So I'm feeling like some of you guys have been experiencing real fluctuations in the state of your health. And with this moon trining Uranus, maybe this thing that presents itself is the fact that, like, you knew very well that, like, you've been trying to heal yourself somehow, and maybe it is in a physical sense. Like, I've had this skin issue that I've been trying to break down for basically since March. Actually, it's since longer than that. It's been about 3 years that I've been dealing with it, but it's really come to a head since March in a can't ignore it kind of way. So maybe you guys have been dealing with something with medical issues, and you've been really breaking it down and really trying to figure out what works for you and what doesn't, what helps you heal and what holds you back, what perpetuates the symptoms and what sort of alleviates them, or what makes them less severe, or maybe what sort of gets rid of the symptoms that are created by the methods we have for sort of overriding other symptoms, if that makes sense. But we've been analyzing this for some time, and now we're kind of realizing in a way that our emotional state truly has the greatest effect on this health issue that we have. And sorry guys, and poppity sounds. It's like we knew that maybe stress was a big trigger for our health issues, or that when we were I don't know, whatever it is, you knew that there's an emotional connection with this actual physical representation of dis-health, of dis-ease, whatever it may be, of illness. So it's like really, really coming to grips with the fact that when I am in emotional distress, my body freaks out and this health problem becomes worse. It further sort of motivates us to heal, because we know that when we are, maybe recently you've had little bouts of feeling really good and you realize, oh my God, this health issue is not a problem when I feel really good, or when I've got my head on straight. And as soon as you start overthinking again, oh boy, here we go. Now we're sick again. Yeah. So there is this absolute feeling of like, we've been healing, we've been sorting. My, sorry, the pig is very excited. Her boyfriend's running around. I know, pig, it's your friend Anton, he's running everywhere. Oh my goodness, she's so funny. Sorry, distracted by my dog yet again. I know, I'm the crazy dog anywhere. Yeah, so extra motivation to heal ourselves is reiterated by the fact that we know that our health is better when we heal ourselves. Sorry guys. I'm rendering other videos while I'm recording new ones, because like, all right, what else is happening? My goodness, sorry, there's a lot of excitement here today, a lot of noise. All right, so Mercury is also making a trine with Jupiter, and this is really, really cool because, you know, Jupiter normally has this growth and expansion vibe, right? It's the cool uncle that shows up and takes you go-karting, right? It's like, yeah, lucky as well. But it's in retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, so it's like, it's growing and it's expanding, but doing things very differently and way more efficient and way more innovative and way more, let's take the old and recycle it into something beautiful and new. And then we have Mercury, which is in retrograde, which normally is this very, like, quick-witted, intellectual, communicative, fast motion kind of a planet that rules the sign of Virgo, by the way, which we were talking about with the moon here. But it's in retrograde in the sign of Libra, which brings it this kind of more compassionate, but way more balancing of the scales, way more even, way more doing those micro adjustments to sort of figure out what works and what doesn't, kind of thing. So those two both in sort of a state of, I mean, it's not like it's a bad place for Virgo and Mercury. Like, they're not super uncomfortable in these states, but they're not in their most beautifully expressed way. But I heard it's like they're helping each other along through these times of discomfort. You know, they still got their wits about them enough to be able to make moves and actions and to do a little bit of what they're used to, but they're just doing it as a bit of a different and muted state. But what I heard was, get by with a little help from my friends. High with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Yeah. So this is really like, this is a collaborative stance. This is something lucky and serendipitous and growing and expansive, and all of that is just, it's we can't go at it alone right now. We need support and we need collaboration and we need our buddies around us. And it's like, your friends are going through similar stuff to you, even if it doesn't look exactly the same. Like one of your friends might be struggling with their job. One of them might be struggling with their relationship. One of them might be having disagreements with their parents. One of them might be feeling a little bit at sorts with themselves. But it's almost like all of you, your people in your immediate surroundings, or even your extended surroundings, are having these similar scenarios that help each other along. We're getting by with a little help with our friends. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Kind of I mean, I've been talking about this need for collaboration lately, and this just really iterates it. It really throws it in and goes like, hey, here we go. All right, let's get you a card of the day from the Khanesha Tarot. Love this deck lately. It's just so beautiful. Again, if you don't know much about Khanesha, or you haven't been following me, or you're new here, first of all, welcome. Second of all, Khanesha is the remover of obstacles, or he can sometimes put obstacles in your path in order for you to make changes or heal, or to protect you from something. So there's this aspect of dealing with obstacles right now, but maybe we're doing it in a new and expansive way. So let's see. This tarot deck I just got it recently. It was gifted to me by beautiful April. Thank you again, April. I absolutely adore it. It's got stunning imagery, stunning artwork, but I feel like it's important for us right now because we are going through this growth and expansion. So our card of the day is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a toiling the fields kind of an energy, tending to the crops, watering the garden, making sure that the work that is like the initial, it's seeing through a plan that we started a little while ago. It's like maybe some of us have been having trouble with this idea of, it's like we were in so much constant states of flux that we were starting projects but never finishing them. And right now this energy is very much seeing something to completion, seeing the plant from putting the seed in the ground all the way to it producing fruit. It's a slower energy, but it is one of, and one of dedication and perseverance, but it is one that becomes fruitful in the end. If we can wait it out and we can understand the timing of things, we will be gifted with beautiful fruits of our labor. Yeah. And this is beautiful because he's got this bit of string in his hand. It's going to be one of his left hands. He's got 4 arms. Yeah. So he's got multiple hands. But in one of his left hands, which is a receiving hand, he has this string. And this string is almost like this, I see this, it's almost like the red string of fate, but it's not quite. So maybe it's a small fry thing. Maybe it's not such a big calling to you, but it is something that you are feeling pulled towards. And it's like you've got this string in this tight little bundle in his hand here. And he's like he's got it covered, and his right hand is resting on this staff. So it's like we're feeling pretty good about the stability of the things that we're doing, and we know that it's going to eventually lead us in the right direction. This actually, I just got the imagery of like, it's like a small rope that catches a larger rope. So when we go out on our dive boats here in Koh Tao, often the boat has like a large rope that can connect to like big like the concrete blocks at the pier, right? But when we moor up at a dive site, you're mooring up to a line, and you're usually using a smaller line to do it. So what they do is they take this, or that you're not using the line on the boat to moor up to the line. You're using the actual mooring line. So basically, they take this little rope with a hook on it, throw it in the water, hook the mooring line, pull it up, and then put it onto a secure place on the boat. So it's like that little string. It's like almost like you're going fishing. Yeah. Yeah, so you're like putting your line into the water, and you know that there are lots of fish under the surface. You can't necessarily see them, but you're just going to try and put it in there and see what it yields. Under the deck is the Hermit energy. So look, we just moved into October a couple of days ago, and the Hermit is the number 9. It's the Virgo card. We just finished Virgo season. This is they're calling back to, they're saying this, the seeds that you planted in Virgo season are sprouting now, and you just have to tend this garden for a little while. But this one's going to be, I'm hearing it's fast producing its fruit. It is fast producing its fruit. Yeah, Knight of Rods and Page of Pentacles is in here. It's like there is this understanding that of the real world that maybe in its naive stages, but the thing is that there is this fast motion towards, like the Knight of Rods definitely moves quickly. There's fast motion towards passion and exaltation and fulfillment and exciting, fiery, bubbly energy, right? They've got the lion on here, so there has been courage involved. There's been overcoming of some fears lately that we had to sort through properly in Virgo season. And Virgo season is over now, so things are moving forward. It's just maybe not as quickly as we would like them to for the time being, but we're on that precipice of what sort of starts happen next. Yeah. Okay. So we have please do wing it. Continue to go with the flow. All right. A watch pot never boils. It takes forever for paint to dry when you watch it. The grass grows really slow, whatever, you know, all the cheesy sayings. They want you to, in the time you're waiting for these fruits of your labor, they want you to be able to go with the flow and wing it as much as possible. Fly away for a little bit even. Go and have some fun. Maybe some of you guys are thinking of going on holiday. Maybe some of you guys are thinking about taking a short trip, or maybe you guys are thinking about picking up a meditation practice or astral projection, or I don't know, whatever it is. But either way, just go with the flow and wing whatever is going on. Please do. They're saying please do. They're urging you. They're asking you. They're going, oh yeah, please. Like, yeah, you're doing so great. Like, just keep it up. Yeah, please. Go. Don't and weak. Like this is like the 3 balloons are standing up and there's this one balloon that's like, all right. So maybe you're in this collaborative stance, but you haven't yet gotten the 4th element of things in. And it's like for me, 4 is a really nice even number because it represents, okay, the 4 elements, but it's an 11-11 number. It's an alignment number. The 4 cards in the tarot are often about some sort of a thing coming into alignment. So it's like you kind of feel weak because you only have 3 balloons that are standing up, and one of them is a little bit lopsided. And maybe that has other connotations for some of you guys, but I'm hearing that that thing that's lopsided right now is going to come back to its full potential soon. With your stability is coming. You have a collaboration that you need to do in order to find that strength and stability and to mend the hole in this beautiful balloon and bring it back up. This is a magical balloon that you can actually fix. They're not disposable. You can like put a little bit of goop into the hole and blow it up again, and it'll join its friends, and you'll have this stability anymore. But they're saying, don't get caught. Don't worry about this 4th one that's blah 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 right now. Like there's 4 of Cups, right? As you're looking at 3 of Cups, focusing so hard on 3 of Cups that you don't realize that there's a 4th of Cup, going like, hey, this is for you. Hey, I brought you a present. Yeah, so don't get too worried on this one that's kind of flopped over. Don't get worried on whatever you feel inadequate with right now. Don't get worried on wherever you feel like you're encountering challenges or obstacles or snags or things aren't going quite to plan. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff because it will eventually. It's going. They're saying don't worry. Just don't worry. Don't even look at it. They're like, don't even look at it. Don't even look at this. Like, just look at these balloons. Aren't they pretty? Yay, balloons. We're giving you some balloons. They're fantastic. All right. I don't know. Whatever. All right. So, what is it? Today is the 4th. Yeah, well, I'll see you tomorrow, wherever I am. Maybe I'm on Instagram. I don't know. I can't even remember. Am I on Instagram tomorrow? Yep. Tomorrow the moon transits to Libra, so I will see you both on Instagram and here for another Peephole. But until then, so sorry for anything you're going through if I've made you feel a certain way. Thank you for being a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful being and lending your energy to this circuit that I hold so dear. Thanks to your guides, my guides, the Ascended Masters, angels, and whatever energies were involved in bringing us these beautiful messages that are easily deciphered for our greatest good, whether it be right now in the near or distant future. I love you to the moon and the stars and to infinity and beyond and back. And I accept this, and I hope you do too. But if not, that's totally cool. We'll catch you on the flip side.